Hello, my peeps. LaTroy's View here, coming at you with the latest Walking Dead comic issue 166, No Surrender. Now, this video will be unprofessional, sponsored by no one, no filter, so hide your kids, hide your wife. Not just playing. Now, starting off, we got the Magna talking to Andrea about her wound. Now, notice I said wound because that's all we know about it. We didn't see her get bit. So it could actually just be a knife wound or a gunshot wound, but we'll talk about that later. Now later on, Rick and Negan are taking out walkers. Siddiq runs into him. Negan has a little. He doesn't have too much respect for Siddiq and the rest of Rick's people because at the gate when they was getting overrun by walkers, Siddiq and the rest of them kind of left Rick. Negan actually had to end up being the one to save him. Carl ends up showing up, get a nice exchange between father and son. Lydia tells Rick how Carl got the group together to fight the walkers and help out with taking down the rest of the walkers. She told Rick how proud she was of him. Now we do get a lot mention of Lydia. Lydia has been getting some character development, but there has been an Amber Alert out on Sophia. She has been missing for the last 10 issues. Where is she at? They continue to head up to the gate where they run into a whole bunch of walkers. These walkers get taken out by a whole bunch of gunfire. Who was behind those guns? The greatest characters in Walking Dead history, Sherry and the Saviors. They get into a little exchange between Rick, Sherry, talking back and forth between each other. But Sherry starts to notice someone in the back, and it was no other than Negan. Now, if you know their past, they got a little past between each other. Sherry don't want nothing to do with this dude. So, while everybody, all the saviors are hesitating, Dwight takes this opportunity to strike. Dwight headbutts Mark. Now, if you remember, Mark was the one who got his head burnt off by Negan. So when he seen Negan, he pissed himself. Dwight headbutts him, get the gun, but Rick wants everybody to stay calm. He doesn't want to fight between him and the Saviors to start up. So he politely tells everybody to calm down. So Rick and Sherry end up going off into a room to try to, negotiate some peace between both the communities. Rick wants to understand why the Saviors didn't help them between the big confrontation they had between them and the Whisperers. Because that's kind of a big deal. They needed their help. They they trade supplies between each communities. So they're supposed to help each other fight whenever things go down. But Sherry goes there to tell Rick that she doesn't want any part of their group anymore. Rick tries to persuade her. He mentions something about how they have security between both groups. They provide security for each other. When he mentions that reminded her of Negan and what Negan used to do to people. So what does she do? She flips out. She starts slapping Rick. She starts yelling out, "I'm the top 5 greatest character of the Walking Dead comic history. Not you, not Michonne, not Negan, but me." Rick's like, "You totally lost it with that one." Sherry pulls out a knife, but Rick starts to defend himself, kicks her. She comes at him, starts to choke him. Rick just had enough. He pushed her with all his might to try to get her off her, but her head ends up banging the table, and blood just gushing out from the back of her head. Rick couldn't believe it. Now that Sherry's dead, I don't know what's going to happen between Rick's group and the Saviors, because that was their leader, and it doesn't matter how you die in the apocalypse. You're either dead or alive or a walker or a whisperer, I guess. Andrea shows up. She's huffing and puffing, stumbling. Like I mentioned earlier, she had a wound on her neck, but it was never confirmed whether it was a bite mark or not. So I'm not getting faked out by the Glenn dumpster fake out death again. They got me. They're not getting me again. So until I see her close her eyes, Robert Kirkman writes in her letter hacks, "Rest in peace to Andrea," I'm not getting faked out again. Overall, I thought this issue was really good.
Every Walking Dead issue is good for the most part. This one was no exception. Had your action with them pretty much finishing off the rest of the herd. Negan, Rick bonding a little bit more. Got to see him meet up with Carl. Um, Everybody in the outside of the outskirts seemed to be heading back to Alexandria. Maggie, Michonne, Jesus, people like that. If I had any out of the box predictions for the issues to come, I would say that Dante is going to get flirted with another woman in the community, and Maggie will start to realize her feelings for him, because that's usually what happens. Whenever she pushed him away, he gets another love interest, then she starts to realize her feelings for him. Because I do want to see Maggie with somebody else. I mean, Glenn's been dead for 60 something issues now, so I mean, she's probably only 30, so she needs another love interest. I mean, you can't go another 30 years without any love. So that was it for my first review. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, I guess.